A Minecraft cheater just got majorly exposed. Nice. Alright, chat. We'll even leave a like before we even watch the video. Oh wait, I gotta close this shit.
Hello, you absolute legend.
Yo, what's up?
In the weird and wonderful world of
Why
fake
is
speedruns, there are so many methods
background
of
video
choice
so
people
dark?
can use to cheat that we've amassed a fantastic selection of varying examples. But generally, they always fit into one of two categories. The first group are the fakes that are so easy to spot.
Oh, is this Illumina's new
by looking at them? The most famous example being Butterbun's historic Mario speedrun. This is a beautiful piece of art that brings a tear to my eye every time. In this case, it was so obvious that even the casual players could tell. But usually, these types of fakes are spotted by experts, noticing something that doesn't make sense according to the rules of the game.
Trackmania
The other
background, let's get
category
it.
would be speedruns that have been faked in ways that are impossible to detect
Is this
with
old
the human
dude?
eye, no matter how knowledgeable you are in a game. The most common example would be splicing, editing together two separate videos in an attempt to make it look like one. There are multiple instances where Super Mario 64 world record speedruns were caught as fake through audio analysis, showing clear splicing. But you could never detect that unless you use technology. But sometimes a fake speedrun can lie somewhere in between, and the speedrunner we will take a look at today is the perfect example. The runner Floby, previously named Toxic Flow, joined the Minecraft speedrunning community at the beginning of 2021. At the beginning, nothing seemed out of place, and his progress was pretty typical. Most top runners didn't even know who Floby was, let alone suspect him of foul play. In May, however, things changed. Floby got a really good time, far better than anything he had gotten before. It was so good that it would have put him well into the top 10, beating many of the most well-known players around. Naturally, this caused people to take notice, and for the first time, all eyes were on Floby. But something wasn't quite right about Floby's run. At first glance, everything seemed
there's not really like a
normal,
point to
but
watch this because I already know like everything that happened.
On screen,
there's not much to like.
It didn't add up. There were subtle, almost undetectable
I kind of already know all of
nuances
this,
in the way Floby was playing that weren't
makes really good videos though, so might as well watch it for the video itself, not for the topic.
His top 10 time, started amassing amazing times extremely quickly, far quicker than any other runner. For months, Floby's runs attracted skepticism and doubt.
Well, who made his custom
no
thingy?
hard evidence that he was
That's kind of,
cheating
dude. I kind of want one of those.
Not until very recently.
Also, I wanna give you guys a little little sneak peek behind the scenes. Before Floby, like before anyone even got like before anyone got like I thought like Floby was cheating, Sizzler like had a suspicion like a month before that. He was like he was like talking about an HPG. He's like suspecting. He's like, yeah.
In this
like he literally had no
no
evidence whatsoever. He's just like he just had like an inclination. So he was like sus of him. Like before like a month before it happened.
Really complex ideas that are just
like I had no evidence or anything, but he was just like he's just saying it's weird.
Ways that Minecraft pros can detect when someone doesn't really know what they are doing. I hope you enjoy. Now, legends, before we go on,
but then like a month later, he got exposed.
Mech Arena,
Chat, go get Mech Arena using this code, blah blah blah. Alright, let's go next.
I'm gonna be playing this for a while,
What's up,
so you can add me as a friend and we can even have some matches. Just make sure to use my link when you join up. The skills required to speedrun Minecraft at the top level are not the same as other games. Generally in speedrunning, the thing that separates the pros from the amateurs is mechanical ability. In a game like Mario 64, runners will grind each specific technique thousands upon thousands of times, and at the end of the day, the world record belongs to the person who makes the least mistakes. This is because the environment never changes. No decision making is required as you already know ahead of time what you're up against. Minecraft is different. The environment changes every time, and therefore it's decision making that rules supreme as the most important skill a runner can possess. players need to spend time learning theory, learning fluid concepts, memorizing mathematical formulas, and cultivating their spatial awareness. All of these skills have nothing to do with mechanics and occur in a player's mind, not in their fingers. This means that the players with the best runs may not necessarily be the most skilled. All of this being said, the fact that Minecraft's primary weapon decision making is
even with all this, even some people with the best like runs, like they're not even like good. Like all the shit that he explained, like spatial awareness, decision making on the fly, like shit like that. There's like people on like the top 20 that's just like literally they got like spoon fed a seed that's like literally fucking handed to them with fucking on a silver platter. Like there's like some seeds where it's literally, did I mute it? Oops. There's some seeds where it's literally just like, there's literally only one place you can go. There's like one place you can go. Like you just follow the seed and you're like good. And like you blind at like barely 9 minutes, but you blind like literally ocean exposed portal and it's like literally given to you. It's like not much, like yeah, you can't even fuck it up even if you wanted to.
Months grinding mechanics.
So to get a top run, you don't even have to actually like be that good technically.
Your decision-making ability. And what's the easiest way to do that? Well, it's to know what you're going to be dealing with ahead of time and plan things in advance. This is done by finding a really good seed, learning it,
dude, I forgot about Drem,
and then recording a run, pretending that it's your first time.
Bro, I forgot about Drem.
This is why we've seen some terrible players claim world record times. These are easily spotted though because they have no idea what they are doing. Sure, they can get a faster time, but it's immediately obvious they already knew where each of the key locations were. But in this most recent example,
I haven't heard of Big Tony.
Wasn't a terrible player. He had been speedrunning the game for months, spending a ton of time learning most of the advanced methods. He was good, and he had a decent understanding about how Minecraft should be played at the top level. But even then, it's hard to fake genuine reactions to events you already know are going to happen. Just like it's hard to act in movies, even though we all know what it's like to feel and display emotions. Now let's get into some specifics. Floby's first suspicious run occurred on the 17th of May,
I remember watching Chazel's video about it.
Right,
I forgot about Big Tony.
Putting him well into the top 10.
Yeah,
I'm
so stupid,
this run in a vacuum, it's actually not too conspicuous. What I mean by that is based on the seed itself, the gameplay initially makes sense. The problem though is that he shouldn't be playing the seed at all. At the top level, Minecraft speedrunners focus extremely heavily on a concept called reset efficiency. As we all know, one of the goals in this kind of speedrunning is to get a really good seed. The best way to do this is to play as many seeds as possible, increasing the statistical likelihood of getting lucky. This is done by minimizing the amount of time spent in undesirable worlds. If you can detect a seed that isn't optimal quicker than your competitor, you'll reset earlier and get through more seeds, therefore encountering better scenarios more often. Basically, if the average time you spend in each world is lower than someone else, in the long run, you'll roll more optimal seeds. The world that Floby is playing here is not ideal. He spends over a minute gathering wood, crafting, picking up dandelions without seeing any prospects for attaining iron, which is what you need. Any other top player would have reset by now.
Yeah, if you don't see a shipwreck, if you're going for, his current PB is 1441, there's no shot you don't see a shipwreck and you're spending a whole ass minute front loading. Literally, like, no one does this. No one does this, like, going for sub 14s.
Playing a suboptimal world
There's literally just no way.
It could have been. Players have been known to fluke a really good time by getting lucky. However, Floby started to get good times very often. More often than even the best of players. In a span of only 3 days in July, he got 3 runs that were under 15 minutes.
Wait, did he see a shipwreck?
To give a comparison,
or not shipwreck,
a couple of months earlier,
he wasn't even on the right screen for a...
The tournament contained 7 runners who played 12 hours a day for 3 days. Out of those 7 runners, only 5 runs total ended up being less than 15 minutes. But Floby was able to achieve 3 himself in the same time. In each example, Floby's reset efficiency was terrible.
Yeah, he doesn't even have... He's fucking thingy. He doesn't have the fucking thing for map lists. He's not on the right pie chart.
Ended up being fast.
I'm confused.
Because he got quote unquote lucky later on.
Or is it, wait, is this a different scene?
Never hope to get
or wait, this
lucky,
might be a different run
if
actually.
the way forward isn't immediately obvious, they would just
move
on
run?
to the next seed. Floby's contemporaries could tell that based on the way he was playing, he shouldn't be able to achieve times this quickly.
Dude, I want to get one of these. I want to get one of these with my new skin and shit.
Making was also suspicious.
How do I
in
get
other
one?
Areas. And this leads to another subtle concept.
I want tech,
known
please.
As overcommitment to a scouted route. When you plan things in advance
Who made
and have
it?
a good idea in your mind about how you want to play a seed, it actually makes it pretty hard to make good spontaneous decisions. You've already made all of your decisions, so there is no need to think and react to events as they occur. This can cause some really weird behavior that, again, isn't immediately obvious unless you're an experienced player. A great example is the fastest claimed run of 11 minutes and 34 seconds. In the Nether, the Bastion and Fortress are right next to each other, and as is standard practice, Floby does the Bastion portion first. As he is collecting gold to trade with piglins for ender pearls, a swath of blazers are shooting fireballs at him. Naturally, in order to save himself, he hides away. In response to being attacked, this seems like a logical decision. But when you really think about it, it's not logical at all. Attaining blaze rods by killing blazers is a requirement of the speedrun. He shouldn't be hiding from them, he should be killing them. Any other top player would kill these blazers to collect rods, and then get back to the gold. This is not what Floby does though. In fact, on the way to the Bastion, he runs straight past blazers that are right in front of him. So given that you need to kill blazers, and they are right there, why didn't he kill them? It's because he hadn't planned to. In his mind, he already had an idea of what he wanted to do, and when. He knew he wanted to do the Bastion first, and then kill blazers afterwards. So when blazers appeared, he simply ignored them. This might have also happened because when he scouted the seed previously, these blazers weren't there, so they weren't factored into his thought processes. Floby also made incredibly weird decisions when it came to building portals. In one instance, he built a portal right in the middle of lava. He could have built it on land, but for some strange reason he wanted to build it in that specific spot. It's pretty obvious why building a portal in lava is a bad idea, and I can just let the run itself demonstrate
Well, no,
why.
you can build it in the lava there.
For a completely unnecessary reason.
You can build
by
it
building
there,
the portal
but
in this exact location, he was able to
if
arrive
you knew like
right
specific
next to the
chords,
stronghold,
obviously.
though, which again is very suspicious.
If you're doing like
most
Axis
of
or
Floby's
some
portals
shit.
were built in weird locations, but his most recent run, the one that ultimately got him caught, was a perfect example of commitment to a scouted route. In this case, he was killing blazers, and the final blaze left the spawn area, forcing Floby to go down to a lower section to reach it. After it was killed, he had gathered enough rods to exit the Nether. At this point, a portal should be built immediately, but Floby didn't do that. Instead, he ran back up to the spawner and built a portal there. Again, there was no reason for this, but when you think about it, it makes sense.
Actually, I never
Floby
even
was
seen this run
practicing
before.
seed earlier,
I didn't even care.
He always built his portal up here. So when the situation changed and a blaze escaped, he was unable to improvise and make new decisions.
Wait, but
Floby's
that was like 5 or 10 blocks away. I don't even think it would have made a difference on his spawn. I don't know if I agree with this point. Maybe like Flo literally just like in his head is just like he thought about doing it there and just like, I know obviously it's cheated, but like just like while mid run I feel like it would make a difference. It would have made maybe like 100 block difference. Like it was ocean exposed, wasn't it? So like
runs
it wouldn't
also
have
contained
made
more
like a
obvious
huge
signs of
difference.
cheating, like knowing where random chests were located, knowing where the portal room was located inside of the stronghold, and a general lack of scouting and looking around. But I found the more subtle clues far more interesting. The things that weren't obvious and only experienced players would even consider. Top players were in general agreement. Floby's runs were cheated, but there was no hard evidence, so nothing could really be done. He did eventually get caught, though, in rather anticlimactic fashion 2 weeks ago.
Well, I'm really curious to check, like if he was to build like a portal there where it would like blind them.
Amazing time that did him in.
I'm curious.
It wasn't even a completed run. It was a
dude. I hate when no mic runners. I hate when they do this.
Amazing time that did him in.
I hate when they do this shit.
Even a complete.
They do like this like mouse jiggle. Like they'll be like, I hate no mic runners when they do this fucking shit. It's so fucking cringe. I want to fucking slap them. They'll see the stronghold. They're like moving their hands like to show excitement because they don't have a mic, so they can't like literally show whatever, and it's like so fucking cringe. Like here, like when he found the portal, like look at the fucking little thing.
It wasn't a new amazing time
when he does this.
It wasn't even a completed run.
Wow, this portal that I already knew was here because I scouted the seed. I just found it miraculously. Oh my god!
Didn't even finish because he didn't have enough.
I hate when like no mic runners do that.
The run was notable though because it was the fastest run to ever leave the Nether after attaining pearls and rods. Everything about this speedrun was incredibly weird though, prompting a Minecraft moderator to ask for Floby's log file, which is a pretty shocking request given that this wasn't even a submitted time to the leaderboard. What's possibly even more shocking though is that Floby actually did hand over the log file, and the information stored inside was conclusive. This wasn't a random seed, he had played it multiple times before. Floby immediately confessed and apologized for the fake run, but was adamant that his other runs were legit. His claims weren't taken seriously, as many of his other runs showed the exact same suspicious play. After one run was exposed, people started digging, examining every tiny detail for any clues they could find, and their efforts were rewarded.
Dude, what was that one YouTube comment? It's like I won't forgive him, but I'll give him another chance because he was in love, and when people are in love, they're like, dude, what is that copy pasta? That shit is so fucking funny.
Setting in Minecraft
Shaked again?
Yeah, I
did. I was paying attention.
Quit the title, select single player.
That copy pasta is so fucking funny.
Change the difficulty to easy, and select create new world again. This was really annoying, so a macro was created to do everything with a single click. This process was extremely fast and resulted in a rapid fire down of successive clicks. The clicks were so fast that for the entire time, no one had noticed that Floby's clicks were different. There were 2 extra clicks that shouldn't be there.
Oh, I think Ninja Brain found this out.
The top Minecraft speedrunner Ninja Brain was the first to notice, and also spotted something even more troublesome. Using the timer, which tracks time down to the 100th of a second, he was able to ascertain that 2 frames had been cut from the footage of Floby's original top 10 run, his 12-minute and 59-second PB, and those 2 frames just happened to align perfectly with the extra 2 clicks. The only possible explanation was that Floby had altered the macro to include 2 extra steps, selecting more world options and pasting in a seed. Almost every suspicious Floby run had these extra clicks, with mounting evidence that was all.
I already knew about this. I never even I'm gonna be honest, chat. I never even cared. I like didn't read the apology. I didn't read like the expose. I didn't like watch the videos. I was just like, I knew he was cheater. I was like, okay, I don't care. Like I'm just not gonna I'm just gonna ignore it. I'm not gonna interact with anything. I literally don't. I can't be arsed, as the British people like to say.
3 days later, this time admitting that almost every single recent run had been faked. If you want a much more in-depth dissection of Floby's runs as outlined by a top player, I suggest you watch a video by 11 Billion, which I will link in the description. The Weekly Thing also put out a video covering Floby's latest run, which was the one that ended up getting him.
You know what's funny? Like I knew he was like cheater because like people like in HBG, because HBG is like the ones that exposed originally, like 11D, Ninja Brain, some other people. They were like in a call with like Carl and like moderators from and mods from the leaderboards and shit. And like I knew about like a month before, like, well, not maybe a month, but like a couple weeks before, they were like working on it, like making sure it's like 100% correct and everything. And like, yeah, and then they did the expose.
There are a lot more obvious signs that I didn't really discuss here, because it really was the subtle things that really fascinated me, the things that only the pros would ever notice. As always, thank you so much for watching, you legends. I hope you are having a fantastic day.
That was a pretty short video compared to most of his other videos. His other videos are like fucking 30 minutes long normally.